Hi, this is Paul, and welcome to my Golf Cave 2023 version. Let's step inside. So, as you walk in, you will see OSB board. The Golf Cave is 19 feet wide by a length of 19 feet. Over to the left here, we have some cables. I took a golf club and made a hat rack out of it. And as we continue walking on, my wife picked me up something from St. Andrews Golf Course. And then this one over here to the right was a magazine cover. And that Empress Hotel is where my dad used to work. A little further over, that is a natural gas setup. Really nice for the Illinois winters. It'll heat things up maybe about 25-30 degrees if you leave it on long enough. And down there I have a cart. Let's back up here. And so this is my screen. What I created is 8 feet by 8 feet. So I did that because I previously had a R-Motion, I believe they called it. It's what do you call it? Like a simulator. And the garage I previously lived in was very small. So I made this 8 feet by 8 feet. I have since purchased some additional material to make this longer. Reason why I haven't at the moment is because, again, backing up, as we turn around, that's a garage door. And then let's turn around again, and back here is a garage door. This was previously a carport, and the last person who lived here took the carport and put OSB around, put the garage doors on. Now, the rails that are up here off to the left and the right-hand side get in the way of a swing. I've actually put some pool noodles up here because I might have hit this once or twice, and it does help to protect my driver now. But I could remove those because I literally have not used that garage door that's behind my setup here. So I purchased this mat that you see here from Amazon. I used to hit off that mat, but it gave me a lot of shoulder and elbow pain, wrist pain. And so what I did was I went from using this mat to standing on the mat and using a fiber built. This fiber built is fantastic. Works great. No longer had the pain in the wrists, elbows, and shoulder. Along the way, I built this. It's like it's sort of like what they call a divot action mat, only I made it myself. So take a closer look at this if I can. Let me back up here, and we'll lift this up. You sort of see how I put it together. Got some plastic there, and then this is just foam, and then can't tell you where I picked up the matting, but it's very nice. Initially, it's got some give, but initially I used a piece of plastic, or what they call Lexan, I think. It was had too much give, and I actually cracked it. So I've used a larger piece, or excuse me, a thicker piece since. Anyway, let's move in here. Pool noodles along the side. If you ever had a ball come back at you when you've hit one 90 miles an hour, it's not fun. uh, lots of ducking and hoping that you keep your teeth. You sort of, this is a photography background here, and for the black, and I've got that on both sides, and I have that on top as well. Uh, Here, the screen itself, it is, believe it or not, white photography background. And at one point, I did have, and I still have it behind here, I had an impact screen. And you can see that down here. Now, I've kept the impact screen, but the deal is that it was making quite a bit of noise. And so I'd hit the ball and it would fly back at me. I attempted to make it looser. Nothing seemed to work. I put the photography background in front, and maybe the extra padding helped to reduce both the noise and the the ball flying back. So this entire contraption is made. I think they call this. Let's see. I have have this around here, but it's got EMT is what they call it. Just picked it up at Menards. You could do the same at Home Depot. Again, it's 8 feet by 8 feet. And let's go over here. Have a Spornia net there. Fantastic for hitting in the backyard. I actually used it at my old house a couple of years ago. If you see a trophy there, yes, I used to lift weights. I might have held a world record in the bench press. Off to the side here is a little sort of book case, and that's the wrong word, but a shelf that I made. That right there with the ball in it. I had a hole-in-one, no, not on a real course, but on TGC 19 when I used to use SkyTrack with that. But these are my books. And this past weekend, my wife and I were out at an antique outing and picked up this this Stein right there. So that's kind of cool. Let's go off to the side here, and you can see I've got some hockey pictures up there back in the good old days when they didn't wear helmets. There's Gordie Howe there. Another one, I believe that's Phil Esposito right there. And here we have a golf magazine, the latest that I've received anyways. I built this cheap table here that holds my laptop. Now, what I would really like to have is a desktop and dedicated and keep that in here, but this laptop goes inside the house with me. Here is an old-time radio, and I'd love to fix it up. I'm finding it's taking more work than I initially thought. And so my the carpeting down here, it came from Home Depot, and the price was right. I can't remember it offhand, but it was no more than about $200 or so for this entire carpeting that I picked up. My lunch monitor is now the Bushnell Launch Pro, and I previously was using a SkyTrack. Absolutely love the SkyTrack. The only issue I had with SkyTrack was that lob wedges, 60 degrees, wouldn't be picked up not that well for me. And then the other thing was short chips. Had an issue with short chips. Don't have an issue with either with the Bushnell Launch Pro. Picked up a couple of old golf clubs here, and they are also going to be used as coat rack or hat racks. And then I built this contraption here, which works well with SkyTrack. I haven't hooked it up to GS Pro yet, but literally you just hit a button and you can take a mulligan, for instance, or you can do a flyover, that sort of thing, at the holes that you're looking at playing. This here, where I am holding my clubs, is a fishing pole holder. Over here, now let's look down here. For whatever reason, I've got a miter saw. The camera, this camera off to the right does slow motion. It needs quite a bit of light, so it's not the best inside. But if you want to look at your shot and see if you're holding lag or whatever, it works well in doing that. Let's see, backing up again, going forward again. I have a dartboard back here. This here is a divot board off to the right. I have a chalkboard that I use. This can check on the weight of clubs. So if you are currently hitting a D2, for instance, with let's say a 5-iron, and you want to go to a C10, you can find a way to do it, and this contraption helps. This over here, well, down here I got a PRGR, which is very nice. You can get the swing speed without hitting a golf ball, which I love. In the center here is the mesh unit. So basically I have a mesh unit in the house, I have one in the garage, and I have one here, and I'm getting about 50 megabytes per second for the internet speed. And so that's what that does. It just helps to continue on with the internet speed. It's rumbling outside. We're about to have a storm, so I should end this soon. But over here, there's a travel bag, and next to it is my golf bag, bunch of golf balls, and we have shoes, stuff like that. It's a nice little setup, again, purchased on Amazon. I used to use this further below, which held the golf clubs, but it was, and it looks nice and everything, but it doesn't hold very many golf clubs, which is the reason I went to the fishing rod holder. And so anyway, that is my golf cave. Plenty of things down here, contraptions to remove a golf club head. Sorry I'm stuttering so much. Butane lighter we have down here. Beer cap remover. Whole bunch of other little toys that I have. And that, my friends, is my golf cave. And thank you very much for visiting today. And I think I'll go and hit a shot. And up here is my projector with the spaghetti wire, the cord that ends up running down to my laptop. And off to the left side of the projector is a spotlight, and I use that every now and then to light up the area down here as I am hitting the golf ball. So it works out really well. Okay, so I turned out the lights because it's easier for me to see the screen. What is this course? It's South Hills Country Club, and this is my first tee shot. The software is GS Pro. Let's see if I can get this out there a little bit. Decent strike. And we'll take it.